Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Dice Tower. I'm Camilla.
I'm Joey.
And we're going to be taking a look today at the adventure chest for Lost Ruins of Arnak. We're trying to decide if you should go from this is the base box, to cue Joey's muscles. Thanks for shaking that.
No, it's just...
I'll let you organize it later.
I did a shake test. You're welcome.
All right, well, let's take a look at what's in the box, and then we will open it and see if it survived Joey's shake test.
Everywhere.
This is going to be more of an unboxing and packing away for the adventure chest. You're going to see some upgraded components in here because this is my personal copy, but I just wanted to give you a general feel of how things are going to fit into the box here. If you get this big box, it is going to come with the Twisted Paths expansion, so you'll also see some new components for that, specifically the new boards and stuff, and we'll see that as we go through. So, first off the bat here, on the top, you're going to see is where you keep all of your rule books and score pads, things like that. So we'll put that to the side for now. Keep going. And then from there, you have some of your player boards. And then all the other player boards. And again, one of these is for the Twisted Path, and the other is for the original base game. But those fit both in here. After that, we're going to get down to the different layers of the components. So on this side here, you'll see you have a tray that can just open up and come out and sit right on the table with the different components in it. On the side over here, you're going to have, from the Leaders expansion and then also the Missing Expedition, all the different player boards for the characters. The ones that fold in half just stay open. I guess the ones without all the extra little bits, but then the longer ones stay folded in there so they can fit in the box. But those will all go on the side over here. And then from there, you're going to have another tray that you can take out. And you'll use this not on the board, but I usually use this to set up from here. It's where you have different tokens for the different locations that you're going to go to, the little idle tokens, and then also the little bonuses on the research track, and of course, all of your different assistants that you can hire there as well. So those will fit into there. And then on this side, you have all your different player pieces, separated by color, and the solo pieces, and then the little camping pass tokens. I don't know what they're called, but little campsites for when you pass. So those will all go down over there. Outside of that, you're also going to have this box, which is going to hold all the cards. That comes with the dividers as well here to show the different leader starting cards, generic cards. I keep in this one, I like to keep some of these guardians and some of the site locations as well, because you'll see here in a minute, I feel like these boxes bend them just a little bit. It's a little bit too tight. So any of these extra ones specifically that have the symbols that come with the expansion that I don't like to use if I'm just playing the regular game, I just keep those in here and then add them in when I need them. So for now, I will just put that right back where it was. All right, and then we have two more trays here right on top. The first one is going to be for the fear cards, some miscellaneous tokens down there, and then of course your staffs, and then all of your guardians will go here. So this is the one I was saying gets a little bit tight, and I'm scared that it's going to damage the top of that. So that's why I keep a couple of the other ones over there. And then this is where I keep the tools as well, which you're going to be able to see on the bottom. I don't know if you can see the video here. There's a little bit of an indentation on the bottom to show you that's what's going to go in there. So that's going to have that one. And then the other one, similar, is going to have all of your artifact cards, and then the level 1 and level 2 locations, minus the ones that I've already taken out, like I've said. So taking those out, then we're going to have our final tray, which goes on the bottom, which houses all the other stuff. So these are components that are going to be new to Twisted Paths over here. Some board-specific tokens, the new resource of the Dark Tablets, this tray here, which is going to bring out all the temple tiles. So again, if you're playing on one of the boards that uses these, you can just take this out and put it right onto the board, as it is going to fit on the board nicely for that. That'll go right there. And then again, just like I said, miscellaneous tokens. Over here is going to be all the player aids for these specific leaders. And then the player boards, of course, for your campsite. If you're playing in the base game and not with leaders, and then your solo components under that, or again, the miscellaneous board pieces if you're playing on a specific board. So this one is more, this last tray here is more situational, I guess, depending on what you're playing, and so it is kept on the bottom. Let's pack it back up though. There you have it. Let's go back up top and we can discuss our thoughts. All right, because I know you guys are all wondering, it did survive the shake test.
It did?
So 1 point to the adventure chest so far.
Thank you.
Super
Thank
excited.
you.
Are you the adventure chest?
I am the adventure.
Okay. All right. And to note, so in the adventure chest, you can fit the base game Lost Ruins of Arnak, which I showed before,
Right.
as well as all the expansions. So expedition leaders, the missing expeditions, and the new one that came on its own.
Which show those 2 boxes, even those 2 themselves. And then you've got 2 more boxes on top of that.
So you'd have another one this size, and you'd have one about the half size of this, which at that point
Right.
is pretty comparable. It's a little bit deeper, but not much.
It is, and the big thing is, too, there are things from each of those that you would use in your game, probably.
Yes.
Leaders, obviously, is always going to go with.
Right. I pretty universally always put leaders in. I just taught the other night again, and I just went right into leaders.
Right.
But that being said, that is one thing that I really like about the adventure chest here, is it does keep the expansion components separate enough that you can decide if you're going to add them in or not. Now, outside of the cards, which if you've mixed those into your item decks, that's on you if you keep them separate or not.
Right.
But there is room to, room to keep them separate if you like. So in in a big box, a couple things I look for is, does it help the setup and teardown, and how easy is it to get those expansions to the table with or without? And that one, it absolutely nails it. I think it does both of those things very well. You can add in the expansions, you can leave the expansions out every single time you play with no additional setup steps outside of you separating out those cards.
Yeah, it's really nice to bring those inserts out. I mean, when you first are assembling this insert, putting it all together, it takes a second to like, okay, what do they mean here? Well, because the icons for me didn't really pop. But it is written somewhere on the box, though.
It is. Good luck finding it.
Right.
Thank you to Deep into BGG threads to point it out that the setup and packing guide is on the side of the box. I completely missed it and was very frustrated when I was packing this the first time that there were no directions.
I agree.
And even then, it doesn't tell you what goes in the compartments. Yes, I know it is printed on the bottom of that compartment, but like you said, it's not clear. It can be a real frustration.
And this from someone who we both played a lot, so
Yes.
but those icons still, I'm like, what do I mean?
What exactly is
Yeah,
that?
yeah.
They do have a great YouTube video that walks you
They
through how to
do.
pack it, but that's something, as a gamer, I knew to go to look for, and I found.
Right.
So I wish that was a little more obvious. I mean, there's complete wasted real estate on the inside cover
just
of
put it
this
there.
where you could have put it. So a big negative on that.
Yeah.
Another negative with the actual insert itself is I have found it doesn't fit all the tiles completely. I have to take a couple of them out and store them somewhere else, otherwise it will bend them of the location tiles. For me, it was an easy solution because I do have the missing expedition, and there's some of those tiles that you use only if you're playing with that. So I just store those couple of tiles elsewhere, and there's plenty of space in the little card compartment. So it was an easy solution, but it is outside of the design scope of how this insert was supposed to work.
Okay, yeah. I remember that. Maybe mine did the same thing, or maybe I just bent them because I'm an animal.
Yeah, that does check out. How do you find it helps with the setup and teardown of the game?
Oh, immensely. Because that is a big thing about, it's not just the fact that the size of this, obviously I think it's going to be smaller with this, but bringing it out here, and now we decide what we want to use.
Yeah.
Rather than, let's grab this, which expansion here, I want to use this from there. I think that helps immensely. This, I love, also is how compact it is.
Yeah.
I'm a big believer, if you play a lot and all this stuff is usable, these boxes are great.
Absolutely.
And it's not overwhelming. It's not like the huge cube that takes up your entire calyx.
Right, I completely agree. This is one that absolutely knocked that out of the park. I think big boxes I'm very apprehensive towards because they do get in their own way, and sometimes it can be intimidating to pull out, and then it really doesn't help at the end of the day. I played this just the other night, and I set it up in under 5 minutes, and cleanup was under 5 minutes as well, which I think is really impressive for this many different components. I think the way they housed the components in their different compartments was really clever as well, because I can take out the resource tray and hand it, here, Joey, get the resources set up.
Yep.
Here, you know, Z, I'm playing with you. If you'll get these cards set up, something like that, I think that is fantastic.
And that is one thing good about this. A lot of times, mini games go well organization-wise, but not preparing for the play.
Yes.
Like the resources are all together with everything else. So it makes sense to take them and hand them out.
Right.
Yeah. It works really well here.
Yeah. So ultimately, I think. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was it cost-wise.
Yes.
It's funny when you look at cost-wise. I think it's like $35 for the expansion, and it's like $80 for this. You can find it up and down from that. So you're looking at $80 sounds expensive, but really you're looking at it's $45 extra for everything all together in a good insert. So that's what is it worth that? And for me, it 100% is.
And that's what I mean. Lost Ruins of Arnak, the base game, is kind of notorious for. Here's an empty box with a couple baggies. It doesn't even come with enough baggies to organize, if you will, the base game. So it's notorious for like, it has no insert, figure it out on your own.
Yep.
This is a great way to figure it out. And if you're going to spend money on an insert anyway, I think this does it really well.
Yep, I agree.
So final thoughts and ratings? What do you
Final
think?
thoughts, I love it. It really just finishes, it polishes off everything you love about Arnak. I'm coming in at a 9 because I think this is, for me, it's essential. You're looking at $45 more to have everything contained. And if I want to go somewhere, go to your house, whatever, grab this and I take it with me. It also fits the majority of the upgrades that you and I both have, you know? So I've swapped out this for this and it's like, it works great. So this is, for me, it's a must. If you like Arnak, I definitely go with this.
I'm right there with you. I'm at a 9 as well, to put a numerical value to it. But to me, it comes down to, are you going to get this latest expansion? If you're going to get the latest expansion, this adventure chest is well worth it because 100%. It's going to help you get that expansion to the table quicker. It's going to be less intimidating to play because you're pulling from one box, not 4 boxes, and it's very clearly helps just ease that process to where it's not going to be intimidating. What's in what box again? And then you get to pack up, and that's its whole other game. And what goes in what box? How did I make this fit before? So for me, it's must-have if you're going to get that expansion, which we also have reviewed, and I do recommend you get the expansion. I think it's fantastic. Then this is the no-brainer way to go if you can afford that little bump in cost there. Okay. So 9s for both of us for the Lost Ruins of Arnak Adventure Chest. Thanks for joining us here on the Dice Tower. I am Camilla.
I am Joey.
And we will see you later.
Hey folks, thanks for watching another one of our videos. If you like our videos, if you like our channel, you would love to game with us at one of our conventions. Check out Dice Tower Cruise, Dice Tower East, and Dice Tower West. Fantastic conventions where we play games with wonderful people, a humongous library, and lots of other events and stuff. Also, don't forget to check out our channel, like and subscribe. I'm Tom Bassel.